Cheeky wind. Cheeky wind. Looks like the nets are up to keep these predators back. Protected from cabbage white butterflies. But does not help. So actually, this should be the other way around. Yes, it should. You're dead right. They're all into eating the strawberries now. That's better. This one. Look at this one. I'll be back in a second. Capo always ends up in the kitchen. Capo in the kitchen, what am I gonna do? That's a capo in the kitchen, what am I gonna do? So, what's going on since yesterday? Well, yesterday, I put these in here, and in the meantime, we have leaf miners in the marigold. It's tight squeeze in there, isn't it? Well, let's see how they go. They're starting to flower. I only took them a couple of the flowers out. I couldn't bear to take them all off, but ideally you want to take them all off, right? But I didn't. And there's the other ones squeezed in there, one dying in the background. But that's okay, they're all just backups. It's still like I could plant it somewhere as a plant that will have flowers on it, and the bees and pollinators and bits and bobs will like that, so they're longer and spikier than I thought they were gonna be. Long, very long. Oh, like myself. What? There's another one. I might start taking. I'll have to start taking them off, won't I? Particularly that one. It's quite big now. It's spiky. Although the spikes do help protect them from creatures like snails. There's a snail going around here causing havoc with my basil. I'm like, Mr. Snail, like, can you not just give me a break? Can you not just focus? Do you know what I hate about snails? Like, to be fair, they're not the worst pest. And not for me, anyway. But what I don't like about them most of all is that they'll have a little nibble on one piece And then instead of just finishing off that leaf, they'll move on to another one, and they'll nibble that, and then they'll move on to another one. And it's like, here, it's literally all the same plant. Oh, I think I'll just go up here and have some of that, and I'll go over here and have some of that, and I'll go over here and have some of that. And it's like, you just consume one leaf at least, like, you know, save some for me. You know what I mean? But no, cheeky buggers, there's a little one there. I think these are gonna get way bigger than I would have expected. Just clinging on there, but that's okay. So I was thinking I have to go and buy some more canes and maybe cable tie. That's kind of my first crazy notion. Cable tying them on. There's some carrots in a whiskey barrel with some chrysanthemums. Almost getting there. There's many ahead on that. That's just one plant that I put in there. It's in a hidden video in one of my April update video, I believe. There's an extra video that plays in the bottom of the screen, and you'll see me sowing these carrots. These are drooping over quite a bit due to the heat. You're probably thinking, why do I have carrots in a greenhouse? That's a good question. And there's more at the back there, would you believe? They're obviously struggling with this giant tomato plant, which isn't supposed to be that big at all, so I don't know what's going on. As the garlic creeps up behind me. So, anyway, I better do something. Wasn't there a cucumber outside that I needed to stake up? There was. You're right. Thanks for reminding me. Daz, what's the difference between you and me? What's the difference between us? We can start a dip, or we can scream out, just don't give it, and see who means it. What's the difference between an orphan? Daz, in the place with the comedy gold. Daz with the comedy gold. I thought that blew over a lot more than it has. How you getting on, ladies? Oh, well and good. That camel's saying, oh no, there's something going on over there. They're really like on the outskirts. It's like, see this? I see that. I think caterpillars. These sort of round holes within the leaf. Are you in there somewhere? Are you in there? Come out. No, that's definitely a snail. That's a snail job there. That could be wood lice. Snail. I'm gonna be picking some of that lettuce now. Actually, it's looking nice, and it's been netted over as well, so I won't have to wash any bird poo off it. And hopefully no salmonella. Yay! Isn't it salmonella? Isn't that the one? I don't know, correcting me in the comments there, Daz. Do you know anything about salmonella? Or are you just coming through with the the 1920s wisecracks? Boop, boop. Little flowers on the margin. Flower buds. Want some bud? Got some bud. Got some bud, Joe. Want some bud? Oh, look. I'm getting eaten by something. It's a bit of an old, I'm definitely getting eaten down there. That's if we got caught. Oh, it's quite more than I expected. That one's a bit rotten looking in there, isn't it? Well, we won't be eating that. Anyway, certainly not. Oh my goodness, I forgot about those yesterday actually. Oh, there's a lot more actually today, and some are being nibbled. Look, there's enough there to go around, right? Dry as a bone. That is a dodo. That's okay, it's just there, like, deflect attention. Oh, look at that. I might have to put a cane in that as well, and see if we can work it up a cane. It's actually quite healthy apart from this troubling looking thing here. Apart from that, it's alright. The cosmos. A few heads on that. The bleeding heads on you. What are you doing? Where are you going? Where's we going? Here. That's the idea anyway. Make this one over here. Come on. Come on. You know you want to. Do you not want to? Yeah, you do want to. Be like your brethren. Be like your brethren. Oh, you're just loosey-goosey. 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 There we go. You can just... Maybe if I cling you onto that one. Boom. Best of luck in these ones. Oh, let's tie that up. Speaking of which... Oh, look, more. These are coming to their end now. These have really been very productive. For strawberry plants that I just have outside, you know, I give them manure very early in the season to kind of wake them up from their winter slumber. And then I'll give them like a couple of feedings of whatever I have. Seaweed, fertilizer, some sort of jadam concoction. I suppose that's the trendy way of putting it. But like for years I've been just putting nettles and bits and balls, sorts of weeds in water and mixing them for a week or two, and then using that as a fertilizer. But I've got some organic tomato fertilizer as well, so it's all good. But not forever, giving them like two of those, and then just the manure. It's the manure that really helps early in the season, I find. But they're not undercover or anything, as you can see. And if they were and given a bit more attention, they'd also need to be doing a lot better. But I mean, they're in there with 2 voluntary sunflowers, 2 voluntary mustards, and a rhubarb that I transplanted from the front to the back, and I'm delighted that they're quite small, but they'll be nice and tasty. Oh, a little bit of rhubarb compa. There's rhubarb here. This guy. Say hello to the people. Hello. Pea pods. And obviously down the bottom would be, well, these actually haven't come through, the flowers haven't come through yet, but it's good to see flowers on the bottom and not just on the top. I was thinking, oh, it's just kind of this layer here. Horizontal would be better, I think, wouldn't it? But nobody would tune in. You'd get a much better view though. But as you can see, they have a bit of swelling to do, but it's been quite dry, and I've been, well, it's not too bad, but like, it could be much better. Look at that cucumber in there struggling. It's struggling to come up. We'll have a look at it on the other side. Or on T-Vella. There's my sort of weird idea was to attach something else to that and maybe bring it up to this sunflower, which is a bit sad looking, to be honest, but it came into flower when it started raining. So pale, isn't it? Like myself. They're managed to at the back, so technically they're edible right now. So maybe I could do something with them. Look at this. They're not like your traditional single-headed. I don't really buy them. I get the ones with the multi-flowering heads. You cook them, you deadhead them as you normally would with a lot of flowers, and then each successive bloom is kind of smaller and smaller. It's kind of sad, but that one struggling over there with all sorts of things, kale and everything in it. There's chili in there somewhere that's struggling, but obviously it's not going to live. It's just in there to, at this point it's just filling a gap. Here's our patient. I thought early on, because of that, it wasn't gonna do anything, but it seems to want to do something. God love it. Look, it's like tendrils are like clinging out, grabbing onto these flowering corianders here, and even the lettuce over there. Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this green abundance. What about me? And this ruby colored abundance also. Anyway, Cain. Huh? Hello. Oh, yes. I keep saying every time I pass them, I'm like, oh, gotta do something with these. They're just over here in the graveyard. It's so nice, isn't it? Sweet William. Oh, you little sweetie. Mint. Sage. Old brassicas. Look at that monster. Big monster. And that's purple sperm broccoli. I'm waiting to be... Oh, there's a moth. Oh, that's potatoes, by the way. As you probably know if you watch my channel. I think my most recent video is potato related. Big Irish head of me. You see it's forming seeds, as you would expect. Sorry, hang on. Obviously they're not mature yet. So I might leave that one. Bash all them up and put them in the compost bin. Anyway, you can't walk anywhere. Just come over to grab a cane. I'm getting waffling on about dead brassicas. Boop, 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 boop. Oh. Boop, boop. What are you doing on there? Up there. There you go. What's this onion? Scallion. It's trying to reach the sun, obviously. It's protecting the potatoes. It's almost there. The potato flowers are closing up for the evening, but let's take a little look at them. They're Charlotte, so they're kind of pink. Pink is my favorite color. Real Irish grown potatoes. Hey, there's a cheeky little down the line seed, and it's parachute. A little bit of bird damage, but that's okay. The birds can come down, attempt to land on the potatoes all they want, but they soon find that they're not really able to take their weight, and they get a shock. There's some rocket just growing randomly. Has the measles. Oh, look at this guy. Leaf hopper. Whoop. Oh, there's a moth. Jeez, well done, mate. Struggling on. You go, girl. Downy mildew, be damned. Oh, what have we got here? That doesn't look good, does it? Fly. Do you have any part in this, or are you just an innocent onlooker? Well, let's see. That could get bigger as well. So these are the canes I should have used for the peas, but I didn't, and so I had to use this tacky plastic stuff with twine attached to it. But look, if it works, it works, but that would have been a little more ideal, don't you think? Yes, you all, I feel you all nodding your heads. There's more gifts, but I think I'll leave them for the birds. And hopefully not rodents or something like that. Would be an awful thing. They can feck off. They're not getting anything. What do you think? Oh, thanks. I never considered my voice to be relaxing. Irritating, maybe. Mumbly. I was accused in one of my early videos of mumbling, which is true, but it's the effect of having a chronic illness and being heavily medicated. But I didn't mention that to the gentleman. I think he was an older gentleman. Suggested he use the subtitles. There's an old sunflower I was using to keep this courgette somewhat in place away from this tomato, and that some way away from these. What are you looking that way for, guys? Oh, I suppose the sun went that way, didn't it? They're waiting for the sun to come back, but it's gonna come up behind them. Silly, silly, big silly. They're whopper, aren't they now? They're quite big. Those peas actually need more support as well. More than any other pea. They're starting to cling onto each other, as you can see here. You look, you know, when the environmental supports aren't there, you have to turn to each other sometimes, don't you? When the social safety net isn't there, you have to turn to your neighbour and wrestle for limited resources. Anyway, we're here for this fella here. Let's just have a look at what White seems to. Obviously, I'm going to clear out all this coriander that's flowering and whatever. This beetroot, I don't think it's going to do anything. All my beetroot's been look, I know what the reason is. I'm not going to complain about it, but I'll tell you what the reason is. None of my beetroot has grown this year because my watering has been inconsistent and very bad. And it normally is quite bad because I don't like using a lot of water. So it's kind of a reason I have the deep beds in the first place. And with a kind of hugel culture kind of idea, I guess when I started doing that 17 years ago, I had no idea what that was. I'm still not even sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. But it's basically, if you don't know, like a foot or so down the bottom is just made up of big logs, and especially logs are particularly good because as they break down they become kind of spongy, and that holds onto a lot of water, so you've got like, so it may get kind of dry up here with intense sunshine, but considering if obviously if the plants start off well and they've got a decent root system, they can tap on down to that kind of storage down there, water source. Although to be fair, it's probably quite broken down now. In fact, I know it is because I had to dig away the side of that bed to accommodate this greenhouse. So I've lost like a foot by 4 foot. Anyway, we're here for this cucumber. It's going to start raining now the next couple of days, so I probably would have been best doing this earlier. So ideally, we wanted to go sort of like not completely vertical, you know, but like reclining a little bit like that one. Even though it's in a terrible spot, like, but you see it's kind of, I can clamber up rather than sort of be forced to. I'll still tie it in, obviously, especially now. The tendrils need to actually cling onto the cane, and ideally I'd have at least 2 canes, but I've only got 1 available. And you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, you've clearly got 2 more there. Yeah, indeed I do, but as I said, those peas over there are in urgent need of support. So I think I might dedicate 1 of those canes to that, and maybe 1 to these as well, and just tie twine sort of down on a, you know, a triangular shape. I forgot the basic shape there. It's popping, isn't it? And sort of in the, as the sun goes down, you just turn around and you see that, it's like, whoa, my goodness. Nice little pop of colour. What do you think? It's the dahlia family over here. This one that I forgot to take out of the ground last year. Normally you take dahlias out of the ground and store them in sand or something over the winter to keep them dry. But somehow they managed to survive. So I think this is the Bell Tree Dahlia from a short that's very early on in the channel. Because I'm pretty sure that's where it was. So, and these are ones that I planted this year, and obviously they've come up a lot later. And this cosmos here is obviously blocking a bit of life from that one there. And there's crocosmia that have always been here in this garden long before I got here. So it's a big battle against them, to be honest. But I take out ones that I don't want and leave the ones around, kind of working with what's there. And when they do flower, they're quite nice, but the little bulbs on them, they just pop up everywhere. You see, here's some that I've taken out. I like this sort of just open ground. There's a bit of path, and then suddenly there's pansies and a volunteer rocket and a lemon thyme that's in a pot, and there's a weed as well. But it has rooted through the pot into the ground, so I just said, okay, that's your new home. There's another weed there, look at that, hiding in amongst the rock. Oh, and another one. And another one. And another one. There we go. And see, that's where I leave a lot of my weeds. Initially, I'll make little piles of them around the place. And that will attract the pests and whatever, pests, wood lice and snails or whatever, and they'll sort of hang out underneath. And less likely to, oh, they're coming into flower now, actually. Chocolate mint, less likely to eat the actual plants. Oh, there's a mutated tomato. Heirloom from the RHS as well, like, so you can't get more reputable than that, can you? More courgettes and a spud from videos past. The most recent video, it pops up in that, dry as a bone. That's not too bad. Sorry, but everything needs a bit of a war. And I was kind of praying to the rain gods, the cloud gods, that it would actually rain a little bit, even though I'm not covering those tomatoes or cucumbers or anything. I was like, but other things need the rain, so. And you're probably thinking, why don't you just go in and get water and water them that way? Because it's free. Look. So if we can get a bit of rainwater going, it won't be enough certainly for the potatoes, and the potatoes are like covering the soil, which is good. Like, it kind of prevents a lot of weeds, and the earthing up kind of serves that role. I left that there and it's rooted. There's something else here, I think. Oh yeah, another Sweet William. It's still alive. It's just left there. I'll do something with it. I just need things to pump. It looks like charred, doesn't it? It is. That's rocket. That's, I don't know, fumitory or something worse. It's hard to tell. I'm going around touching everything. The Nemesia got a little bit of rain, that's why it's hanging down there. There's another volunteer. I left it. There's a bit of new growth on the bottom there, which is good to see. Oh, look, there's another one. There's another one. Oh, there's a mint. Oh, we need to keep an eye on that early now. It'll take over. It'll become like the self-heal. It's coming up everywhere. It hasn't healed anything yet. Look at the one here. It's in flower, actually. It's very nice. That's why I keep it around. Okay, it's not like fully gone off, but look at those little beauties. Like little babies in bonnets or something, aren't they? Little babies. Do you see it? Do you see what I'm seeing, or am I fucking losing my mind altogether? Little arms, little hood. Self-heal, traditionally used for healing bruises and anti-inflammatory properties, I would assume, as well. But here it's just for the bees and to annoy me when it starts carpeting everywhere. I'm gonna take that clump of grass out over here. There's more rocket that just keeps coming back every year. It's its own little bonsai tree now with self-heal, of course, trying to make its way out the bottom. But were we not here for this? We were. Oh look, I walk away for a minute and it's clinging onto the second coriander. Come on now. He's like, what are you doing? Tease me with that cane. Maybe over the lettuce, and it seems to want to go that way, but the sun's like behind it this way, you know what I mean? So it will probably want to go this way, even though it's already grown that way. Yeah, we'll just stick it in that way and see what happens. We can maybe connect it up to the peas there somehow, maybe stick some string off that, and you know, things that I feel a little bit of rain. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't. Well, that's way off, isn't it? Yeah. I can't really do it with one hand. Sellotape the phone to my head. I'm sure there's some sort of weird device you can put it on your head, but it would look insane. I'm already insane standing out here talking to myself. Well, hopefully I'm talking to somebody. Is there anybody out there? Oh, sure, look, we're all here anyway. Whether you're there or not, I have to do this because this cucumber is looking at me saying, here, pal, I'm growing. And you're not like showing any respect. You're not showing any respect to that coriander, eh? And it's like, well, what did you say about the peas over there, buddy? If you haven't got the environmental support, you're gonna start either looking for help or start wrestling your neighbour for limited resources. I think we should definitely tie it up at the base and somewhere in the middle there, and then start trying to hook those tendrils onto the cane. You can see what's going to happen. Those peas will reach out and grab it. That's if this even survives. But look, we've made a plan of action anyway. We'll go with it anyway. What else can I do? Right, you just chill there for a moment. I'll go get some cheap twine. How you doing, Pale? It's kind of sad, isn't it? That's alright, I'm gonna be okay. I'm so happy with those guys. I thought, well, they're not gonna come back. But they all popped up. Okay, they're being nibbled by the woodlice. More self-heal, more self-heal, more self-heal, more self-heal. And some pot marjoram. Some pot marjoram. Oh, look at that. It's dying. Rain. Weed. Look how scabby those little pea. Look at that, alright? That's the base of it. Got all that to support. Well, I guess I'm supporting it. I guess that's the whole idea, isn't it? I think about it in nature, they're clinging on to their neighbours for support, aren't they? That's looking pretty sad in there. Although I'm really happy with that. I rescued that from the shop for 30 cents. It didn't even have a pot, it was just in a plastic bag. If you look back at some of my update videos, you'll definitely see it. What am I saying? You'll probably see it. Now I'm here for twine or some sort of crap. There's some crap here. Perfect. Oh look, there's a knife just sticking out of a container, as you do. Okay. These mutants. Of course, last year I had a Montello determina bush type tomatoes, and I planted them all over the place. And of course, they just went absolutely wild. I should have maybe topped them a bit, but I thought they'd be compact enough, but they went crazy. And this year I just went mad on the Tamand heirloom variety vinings. There's a moneymaker or two in here somewhere over here. I think they're moneymakers. And I had cerise and a bunch of others, but Whatever happened to them, I don't know. But yeah, I have a lot of these, man, and they're all mutants with fasciated flowers, like dandelion. Okay, that's excuse me, that's faded obviously, and so is that one. But you get the idea. They're not normal, and a lot of them are branching out like that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. And they're just branching out into forked. Like I was saying in the last live stream, I might just cut that one at the top and use this one. But I'll have to wait and see. Jesus, did I swallow a fly? Anyway, back to this fella. How am I gonna do this with one hand? I nearly stabbed myself there, lads. It's a good thing I don't work with knives for a living, isn't it? It's hardly a knife now, though. It's certainly dangerous for me. Oh look, there was some there the whole time. If I can eat it. Oh look. Trusty bit of wood. And oh, trusty bit of wood there. I have to move these fellas. Look at that nice little bit of real estate there. Excuse me? Look, coriander coming up. All these are volunteers, all volunteers, except for the beetroot, which has just been crowded up by volunteers. So there's a whole line there of beetroot that needs to go out. Some of the younger leaves can be eaten, but the rest of them is eaten. Obviously, nobody's eating that, are they? The pigs? Where are the pigs? Alright. At the front. The pigs are at the front. Oh, carrots. They're being crowded out by the beetroot that hasn't grown due to being crowded out by all the volunteers. But anyway, I'm here to put this piece of wood here. And then put this on this piece of wood. Fucking seagulls. Don't run away. Everyone's leaving when I show up. Hit the like button. Or else I'll hunt your dreams. Ooh. 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 Ding, ding, ding. I'll hunt your dreams. I'll hunt your dreams, goddammit. What's going on here? I have no idea. I have absolutely no clue. It's a mess. It's a complete and utter unmitigated disaster. It's a disaster. That thing's bloody awful. Oh, the twine is bloody awful too. Jeepers, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Oh no, that's brutal. That's terrible. I swear I bought that in deals or something for €2. That good quality stuff from deals? Never. Guess who's back? Back again with some twine. this idiot here. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? And actual scissors. I have to tie it up here first and then tie it at the base. Then we're going to tie it at the base so it's falling over. You can't even see with that in the way, can you? There you can. You can see where the cane is. Do you mind? Figure it out, swing. Figure it out. That's bad text. Completely and utterly effect altogether. Figure it out. Right. Tied in at the base as well. Seems kind of pointless now, doesn't it? It's like, well, it hasn't outgrown that. No, it hasn't. How dare you suggest, Jack? Come with me, and we'll see. My hand blocking the camera. Then a cucumber that's now climbing up again. Hey tendril, look, a bit of coriander leaf attached to it. Sure. Yeah, come down here and say that. Yeah, oh, he's coming back. Like it. If you like this type of odd content, consider becoming a subscriber or hit the like button. Great, thanks very much. Yeah. Where do you think you're going? He said, well, clearly I'm going over to grab that coriander. Well, there's no need anymore, my friend. He's like, well, I've already set my sights on it, can't you see? I'm not bending over all the way around there, which are weird. Oh, yes, you are, pal. He's like, huh? I should have broken by now. You should have, alright. Even I'm surprised. Look, we'll keep going and we'll see how far we get. Well, look, you're there now. And so, and look, that's, you're just clean. Look, that's inevitable, isn't it? That's like rain in this country. Look at this one here. Yeah, ideally, another cane, a little bridge for it to go would be ideal. Look, we've got limited resources and limited intelligence. This is the best we can do. What we've got. Clearly, it's pretty dry down there. It could be drier though. Look at me. I'm just like, that's me all over right there. You just heard it live, people. Things be struggling like these beetroot. I'm just like, yeah, well, maybe they can go another 24 hours without any water. It'll be grand. That wood almost looks nice there. Maybe I'll leave it there. A little seat for myself. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, right. Not a hope. There's a weed. I've been looking at it constantly every time I'm here. Oh, do you know what? You can stay there for a while. You can come out though. And he's like, why? What sort of discrimination is this? What sort of discrimination is going on here? You take me out, but you leave him there? Why is that? Why are you taking this one out and leaving that one? And this one? And this one as well? A bit more stubborn. And look, since this carrot's grown there, we might as well weed around it. That's hardly a carrot grown there, is it? It's a carrot destined for death, as with those ones. This one's alright. Those ones aren't doing too bad. As soon as I get those failed beetroot out there, then they'll have a better chance of being eaten by mice or rats. Huh? See, the thing about beetroot is rats don't like beetroot raw. But if you cook it up though, oh jeepers, they like a bit of that. Speaking of that, oh look at this guy. You'd almost missed him with me. Sorry about that, anybody who's sensitive to slugs. Will I murder him live? No, I don't murder slugs. I don't know if I see them like that and he's just like, yo dude. And I'm like, yo dude. Disgusting. He's like just a poo. A little poo just scurrying around eating your vegetables. A little slimy poo. Look at you little slimy poo, you. Din, 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 din. Do you like mint? Do you like mint? Do you like mint? Do you like that? No? Okay. Din, 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 din. Do you like mint? Do you like mint? Din, 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 din. Din, din. Do you like strawberries? I bet you like strawberries. Want a strawberry? I'll give you a strawberry. You just wait there for a second. That'll be a nice one for a slimy poo. There. Look at that, it's beautiful. That's just for you, slimy poo. There you go. Oh look, your cousins. They're on here having a grand old time. We've got wood lice deep down there, we've got red wrigglers, and beyond that we've got bacteria. Do you want to come in with the bacteria? Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? Curling up into a little poo nugget. Cling on to that wood there. Look, I know I was doing the funeral march, but it's just for comedy effect. Plain dead. Look, strawberry. Strawberry. He's like, what are you doing? Like, you're playing with my emotions. There, don't forget your strawberry. I just don't want to touch him. Hey, snail, you've got a new slug friend and a strawberry. Enjoy. I was like, where did that come from? You just pulled that out from there. Oh yeah, that's right. Now here we are again, back to her. Oh, nice and sturdy. We'll probably start raining just now, and then No, I think we might be alright for another little while. I try not to put the camera up that way too much, like, but I do an awful lot because of where the sun goes down and currently where the rain clouds are coming in from. And my neighbour has resorted to putting cardboard up on their window. I don't know if it has anything to do with me, but yeah, from this angle you can't even see in their window anyway, so I doubt it is, but it's just funny to think, There's a lot of those. There's a lot. Alright, I'm gonna go in here and do the same thing, but with these. Oh, they're actually... I'll give you another day and see how you get on. Eventually they'll start, like they cling on first. As many as probably know, to be honest, but... And then they'll, like, tighten up this part, and you'll see an example of it there. And it kind of pulls itself towards by doing the spiraling thing. It kind of pulls itself towards its support. Oh, there's a really good example of it. Oh my goodness, that's literally textbook. Well done, cucumber. It's a good cucumber. There's a good cucumber. Long boy. Longies. Long, sharp ones, as I was saying in the beginning of this stream. Which was not what I was expecting. But that sharp, I mean, I'm telling you there. Even as they're getting a little bit, like, they're miniature ones, really. And that's probably the best time to pick them, to be honest. I say they'd be really good pickled, actually. Just as I said the word picked, I thought, pickled. Picked and pickled. Oh yeah. Oh, they'd be good ones, I'd say. They seem like almost perfect size and shape and all. Doing really well. You're doing really well. Look at the support is down here. And you've got all that growth and I'm tugging on that fairly. You can see it shaking like a mofo. So it's doing pretty well. So actually I might leave them and let them sort of, like, they'll strengthen themselves up a little bit, especially with the breeze coming in here now as well. As the wind's picking up, it kind of rocks them a little bit and helps strengthen their stems. At least that's my thinking. I think there's, like, this in that, or maybe I'm just talking out my... I think we'll leave it at that for today, guys. I was going to plant out a few of these, and maybe none that's flowering now, so mum's the word. I should have debudded them, like deadheading them, but before they flower, to promote more heads and, well, bushier growth, more so the more you can see there's actually more flower heads coming, but bushier growth. But we didn't do it, so I'll just plant them out somewhere anyway and they'll be fine. That one though, that needs some water this evening, or else it won't be here tomorrow. And that lava, I haven't got there. Oh, it slid down. That's clearly what happened. Oh, goodness gracious me. I know that's looking really bad, but if you've seen previous streams, you see that it's actually looking great compared to what it was. And beyond the garlic hanging here, there's another one, which is kind of come back as well. Look how dry it is there. But the lavender kind of doesn't mind that too much. I mean, obviously, any longer like this, and it's, it needs water, obviously. But I kind of get to my drenching and then kind of leave them for, just let them be. They seem to respond well to that. That's responding well to that, isn't it? Yeah, fair. That was kind of my intention originally, but also I like them just sticking to the canes, so if I have to move them around, it's another reason why they're in the containers and not just in the ground. And this thing is getting battering against them, but I'm trying to get every inch out of it, But anyway, oh my goodness. And crows are really giving out. Like tuairte amach, as we say here. That's Gaeilge. Like tuairte amach. That's third year Sweet Williams. Delighted to see them flowering again. During a live stream, I freshened them up actually over here when these buds were only little babies down here. So yeah. So if you're now a new subscriber, which I'm sure you are, you can maybe go back and find that if you're interested. And that one, as you see, I haven't done anything with it. I was talking about it earlier. I just need to find a spot. I'm thinking just harvest those few scallions there, spring onions, but it's not spring anymore, so technically. But they were planted in spring, were they? Yeah, spring last year. That's for real. They were all planted last year. They never came up. They came up this year. And that's fine. These ones were planted this year. In the K bed, it's called. They're all, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on and so forth. You may be familiar with the alphabet. There's some more that I just transplanted there that were. I did that in a live stream as well. And just a random marigold. That's a volunteer. And I think that rocket's a volunteer too. But they're hanging out under the sunflowers, so they'll be grand. Yeah, I'll trust a bit of wood. Yeah, look at these. These are managed too, so. Manage 1, manage 4, manage. Where are they? Here they are. Yeah, you're bleeding there. You're a bleeding manage too. Are you though? Oh my goodness, this gets so confusing. I was like, right, manage 2 over there, regular garden peas over here. Can you see any difference in them? Regular garden peas, okay. And where's the pods on the regular garden peas? There's a pod on the regular garden pea. Right? And flowers on the mash too. And pod on the mash too. Garden pea, mash too. And you might say, well, what does it matter? Oh, sorry, they're not. Are they mash too? They're not garden peas. Do you know what they are? They're sugar snaps, which means I don't like eating on stream. But here we are. Sorry. I hide me big pasty Irish head. You don't want to be seeing that. So all I've done, as you can see, is walk around and looked at things. And just put that there. That's literally all I've done in this garden today. Hear that bird? I can hear that bird. I'm crunching away at a fucking bee. Mum's the word. What was? Back to where we started. Next year's purple sprouting broccoli. There it is there. It's purple sprouting broccoli, people. Hear that bird? Oh my goodness. He's beautiful. Charred. And red boar kale. I couldn't get any regular curly kale this year. I was so disappointed. And struggling cabbages, which are just back up. Let's go and listen to the bird for a while. ultimately not very busy in the garden, and that's just how I like it. Now, everything could be watered, particularly these things in here. They got fed yesterday, though. I feed them once a week, like like an actual feed, not just water. They're alright. They're deceptive on the top, but they did finally sink down. Some of them I topped up during a live stream with just extra compost and soil that I had. But that one there could do with a topping up. I'll put a layer of manure in, a little bit of compost, and then continue on feeding and watering as necessary. Another cuke. And this one struggling a little bit more than the ones over there, clearly because it's shaded both by these tomatoes here and the peas that are out there. So it's kind of sitting there in the dark, poor thing. But all I need to do to save that is get to sowing something in these. I'm thinking basil, because I'm bad for basil at the moment. That's just a little bin, by the way. I'm not actually pointing at that. I need to tidy all that stuff out. Because snails, once it starts raining, they'll be climbing or sliding their way underneath the PVC, and then making a nice little home there for themselves, coming out and doing the damage. Isn't that right? Tasty little carrot. Yeah, so I'll just basically move them. My plan today, as I said in the last live stream, was to finally plant them out somewhere. Maybe tomorrow, huh? And maybe tomorrow. Is it maybe tomorrow? Is you tomorrow? Yeah, and there's a hammer and a milk bottle, so like that doesn't take much effort just to move those. And then I'll move this over here. And this mustard is just flour in here. It's just there for decoration at this point. But also, those are very spicy and sweet, like myself. That's probably more like me. People used to call me it didn't actually. I think once maybe I heard the insult of carrot top. That's a carrot top. I don't see the resemblance. What do you think? Carrot? Root? Oh my goodness. Anyway. Alright, enough messing about. I've got 2 likes. Thank you very much. And if you're watching now, hit the like button and subscribe. And for more of this sort of nonsense and maybe rambles up and down Irish country roads. And as we get into the winter, who knows where this channel might go? Into the dumps, into the history bin, all overflow. To be fair, it was 2 or 3, 4, 5. 5 is pretty good. Normally it was like 50. But anyway, thanks very much for stopping by, and thanks to Asiru and Daz. Asiru for the very trying not to blush here, very nice comment, and Daz with his the comedy stylings of Daz there, direct from 1925. So if you've subscribed, I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you in the next live stream, and thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, take care of yourself and the people around you, or else I'll haunt your dreams. Take care. Slán.